Have you seen Melissa Caddick? This woman is a suspect in massive financial fraud, and she's still missing after a raid on her very large mansion in Sydney, Australia. Now, the mansion that you see in this image is actually her home, and it's one of the rooms, one of the floors of her huge mansion in Dover Heights, Sydney, Australia, which is one of the most exclusive suburbs in Sydney, Australia. The houses there are very expensive. A lot of them have views over the Sydney Harbour. And this woman, Melissa Caddick, went missing after a raid from investigators and is suspected of running a massive Ponzi scheme. So she would be like a female Bernie Madoff. And she defrauded some of her closest friends out of millions of dollars. And it was not long after the raid on her house that she went missing. The police suspect that she went missing, or that she ran off, did a runner after the raid. And the other possibility is also that she might have been abducted, killed, murdered. Maybe she even committed suicide. No one knows at the moment. I'm personally leaning more towards the fact that she did a runner because of the raid. She stole millions from some of her very closest friends. And they actually spoke about this on 60 Minutes Australia, which if you're not subscribed to 60 Minutes Australia, I would suggest that you do, because it's one of my favorite channels. You get lots of different news about COVID. You get news about Madeleine McCann and her disappearance, lots of other crime cases. You get, stories about superstars, rock stars, athletes. It's a really fantastic channel. And I've actually known about this story for quite a few months, and I was thinking about covering it, but I wasn't sure whether I was going to. If it is true that she did defraud friends and investors millions, out of millions, I am really annoyed that she has the nerve to think that she can just run off and deal with her problems that way. And the people that she defrauded, they've had their lives turned upside down. I mean, they've had their lives destroyed, ruined. They've had to leave their homes. They've had their life savings wiped out so they can't retire. I mean, these people have worked their entire lives to live off a very comfortable retirement. Melissa Caddick is about 49, 50, around that age, or a little bit older. And her second husband was considerably younger than her. And he's still apparently living at this mansion. And apparently he only has $1 to his name. And he has the nerve to ask the investors that she defrauded. He's asking that they pay him $5,000 a month so that he and her son, who she's also left with this husband, so that he and her son can live. And the entitlement here is just astonishing to me. Just absolutely astonishing. These people don't care about anyone but themselves, and people who steal money from people, steal life savings. She was spending this money on lavish holidays to Aspen in Colorado. She spent $63,000 on a trip to Fiji. She bought this sprawling mansion. This was all done on other people's hard-earned dime, and people like her need to be caught and put in prison for the rest of their lives, because she ruined lives. I mean, there's one thing to murder somebody, but you can also murder someone financially. And that's exactly what she's done. I felt really sorry for the people who were her friends. I mean, she didn't go to strangers much. Many of the people that she defrauded were her friends, like Bernie Madoff. Many of the people he defrauded were people that were friends of his or in-laws. I mean, these people defraud people that are close to them, that trust them. And, the police, one of the police was saying that, all we want to do is find Melissa. And if she turned up at a police station and said, "Hi, I'm fine," we would let her go. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know that the laws in Australia aren't as stringent as in America or the UK. People don't do a lot of years for some very hefty crimes in Australia. Australia has a terrible justice system. I've seen people who've been convicted of horrible crimes only do 10 to 15 years. I know of a girl who did a horrible crime and she was only in prison for 4 years. So the justice system in Australia is absolutely shockingly terrible. But for goodness sakes, if this woman has done what she is suspected of doing, she needs to be caught and arrested and charged and put in prison for the rest of her life, because she destroyed lives. So if you've seen this woman, please get in contact with the authorities. Watch the 60 Minutes documentary, short footage on this woman called Crime Stoppers Australia. Please turn this woman in if you know where she is. Thank you.